Hello! Awesome games done quick, 2023. I hope everyone's having a great marathon. I'm dangerous. Also, my name is dangerous. No? Okay, well, anyways.
I was laughing. It was good.
Well, but I didn't hear it on the mic, so it didn't really count. Anyway, so we're going to be doing a run of Fashion Police Squad today. This is a pretty recent release. It came out back in August of last year. And I have three wonderful people on the couch. You may know this first guy from GDQ Hotfix's Aimbot every other Tuesday. The host of the show, we've got Mr. Amerlin on the couch.
Hi, I'm Amerlin. I ran this game a little bit, but I'm really bad at it. So,
but you'll be coming back to it after this run, and you'll improve your time.
That's true.
Exactly.
My time is embarrassing. I need a better one.
Exactly. We've also got you've seen this person on a million couches over the past GDQs. We've got the one and only bryonato.
Hello, thank you so much for having me. As per usual, I don't really know anything about this run, and I'm stoked for it. And thanks for having me here. I love doing this sort of thing. So.
And the fact that you don't know anything is the reason why we have you on the couch.
Yes, as is tradition.
And we also have a very special guest on the couch. Not that Amerlin and bryonato aren't special, they're very special, but we've got a very special guest on the couch. We have the lead programmer for Fashion Police Squad on the couch, the one and only Miika Kanerva. Hello, Miika.
Hello. Hello, chat. Nice to see like the whole game being speedrunned. Love to see it, like the game you've been working so hard on being just absolutely skipped.
Yeah, and I want to just very deeply apologize from the bottom of my heart in advance for what I'm about to do to your poor game. I'm sorry. So we're gonna go ahead and jump right into it. We play this game, we speedrun this game on easy mode because easy mode is the fastest. And easy mode in this game is I'm too young to die.
Nice.
Just in case you didn't know what kind of game you were in for. We have an auto splitter that starts the timer for us automatically. I don't really have a good way of timing that in, so we're just going to start the timer when I select the difficulty. So we're going to start the timer in 3, 2, 1, go. Now, I have space bound to my scroll wheel, so all I have to do is spin the scroll wheel to skip this first cutscene nice and quickly. And then I also have interact bound to scroll wheel as well in the other direction, so we can skip dialogue almost instantaneously. Now, we're going to play through a few little cutscenes here at the beginning just to kind of tell you what sort of game you're in for. But basically, this game doesn't involve killing any enemies. It involves making them fabulous. So we're going to watch this first cutscene. This is the first enemy that you're going to meet in the game called the Dull Suit. And his fashion crime is that he is too drab. He has no color. Well, we have no drip. He has no drip. So we have a paintball gun, and we're going to colorize him. And the way that looks is just like that.
All right. I love the head shake they do so much. Every enemy in the game does that. It's so
good. All right, so let's get a little speed going here. Now we're actually going to use one of these guys to do our first skip right up here. I'm going to Mario this dude, and then he's going to walk toward me a little bit and jump right over that gate.
That's awesome. That's new. I haven't seen that.
Yeah, there's a bunch of new stuff that you haven't seen yet. Now, there is a ribbon here, and there's absolutely no way to go around this ribbon at all. There's no way to go around it. So we have to go get a pair of scissors in order to cut the ribbon. But getting scissors is slow, so instead we're going to just... I don't go for this in actual runs, by the way. I'm going to try to... Let's see if I can get this. Oh, I almost got it. Hold on. We don't go for this in actual runs because if you don't get it first try, you start losing time. There we go. And
every single time.
And now we're out of bounds. Now, we just skipped having to go get that key card because that's where we would exit. And this is where we meet the second enemy, the Neon Bra. And he has the opposite problem. He has too much color. We have to take some of his color away. The problem is that where we would have gotten the ability to take his color away, we skipped that part. So we don't actually have the ability to do this right now. So we just have to run around these guys until we get to the end.
He just ran into you.
He ran into me. These guys are much like Pinkies from the Doom franchise. They behave very similarly.
They're actually somewhat difficult to deal with at like really high levels because they just bump into you and it knocks you off balance.
Yeah, and they throw off your aim a ton, and it's really, really terrible. Now, speaking of Doom, if you've played Doom 2016 or Doom Eternal, you might be familiar with the Berserk. We have something very similar to that in this game. We have a lot of enemies we got to take care of. We got to slap some fashion sense into them. So we're just going to literally slap some fashion sense into all of these enemies. Now, normally, if I didn't activate this, we would be technically soft locked because we wouldn't be able to finish the fight because we'd have all these neon bras that we wouldn't be able to handle. But because we have the Fab Slap, we're able to do that. And that takes us out of level 1. Now, level 2 is going to be a particularly interesting one because we're going to spend most of the level out of bounds. So, again, Miika, I'm sorry in advance.
Yeah, I have no idea what you did there to jump over the fence or the second fence to skip the ribbon.
If you bind jump to scroll wheel and you scroll while you're pushed up against certain objects, really like I think any object it works. For whatever reason, just randomly you'll get a mega jump and yeah. So we're gonna jump on this scooter, jump over this fence, and we're out of bounds. It's just that easy. Now as we get over here, we have to trigger a cutscene with the next enemy, which is the loose suit. Now this is gonna look a little weird because we're starting this cutscene from out of bounds. Normally you'd be on the other side of this fence.
That is a wall.
That is a wall, but just give it a second. It'll. There we go. And this is the loose suit, and his fashion crime is that his suit doesn't fit. We have to pin it. Well, we don't have a weapon in our arsenal right now to pin his suit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shoot him with the paintball gun, and then Haley's going to be like, "What are you doing? You can't do that." So we're going to get out a sewing machine. I mean the tailor-made. Sorry, it's called the tailor-made. And this thing shoots pins, but we don't actually need to fight that guy. We could just skip right past him, nice and easy. Now this part's actually a little bit tricky. There's a very safe way to do this. That is 2 seconds slower, but we're gonna do the risky way because it's GDQ. We gotta do the risky way. So I'm gonna jump. Perfect. Oh man, that skip is actually kind of hard, and especially if you go for that jump straight out. And I've messed that up a few times, and so I was a little worried about that one.
It looked fiddly for what it's worth.
It's very.
There's a lot of invisible collision out of bounds, so it's really easy to like bonk and then go to speed jail.
Yeah. And there's no kill planes underneath the level, so if you fall, you have to restart checkpoint. Now, we just got a belt. Now, the belt is used to stun enemies, but it is also used as a grappling hook. And then we're going to use this grappling hook to go out of bounds.
Nice.
Unironically, a very cool movement mechanic.
I see why you had me on the couch now. The game has grapple movement. It all makes sense.
Yep. I had a feeling you would like this run with a lot of movement in it. So I'm going to get a little speed boost off of this node, and we have to do this little fight right here. Yeah, Meta made the exact same noise when I showed him that the first time. So we have to take out all of these enemies. This is a bit of an RNG section because you got to kind of account for where, number one, where the neon bra moves, but also like where all the other enemies move as well. I usually take out these guys on the edges first. Now this enemy right here we skipped earlier. His crime is that he has his pants are saggy, so we just slap him with the belt and no problem. He's now his pants are fixed. And that is the end of level 2. Now as we go into level 3, this is a boss fight. We're gonna fight our first boss, and this boss's name is Hugo. Hugo Boss. Yeah.
I get it, by the way. I got it.
Yeah. Now, I have a question. Bryonato, I have a question for you. In chat, you can answer this as well. What is your favorite pop music artist?
Man, you know, I'm not much of a pop music guy, but this one song I've been listening to a lot that came out recently was Unholy, Sam Smith. That was pretty good.
Yeah. See, for me, it's Sia.
All right.
So we're gonna go into the fight now. So this is Hugo Baus. Hugo Baus. And he is very, very drab. We gotta shoot a lot of color at this guy. He's got a lot of fashion crime we gotta solve. Now he's actually gonna be split into 3 phases. The first phase is ending right here. Excellent. You don't want to get too close to him because he actually has a big AoE that can knock you way off. Now I'm gonna charge up the to die for Carbine Elite right now. He's gonna pull out a bunch of loose suits that will act as a shield. We just gotta take these guys out to start his second phase.
Yeah, the charge mechanic Dane just did is the one that would originally take out the neon bras in the earlier level. You use the to die for to suck the color out of them.
And this guy has a lot of health. Yeah. Oh, interesting. He doesn't usually jump on the desk. He can, but it's pretty rare that he does. Now he's throwing a lot of gold at us. That's his main attack. So I'm going to whip out the tailor-made. I'm going to aim right at that spot. The reason why is because there's a loose suit that's going to get right into that spot. I can start shooting as soon as we get out of this little cutscene. And that just is a little tiny optimization to kind of speed things up. And of course I was missing because I was just aiming in slightly the wrong spot. So I got to take out these loose suits.
The loose suits look like me at my high school prom.
So you want to
Someone in
take
chat
out...
mentioned
Okay.
Calvin Crime. That would have been a nice one.
Nice. Yes, you want to take out the dual suits first before the Neon Bra so you can supercharge this thing because it does a lot of damage. It does a lot of damage with the supercharge, but you can only supercharge it off of Neon Bras and off of the fire hydrants, and that's the fight with Yugo. It's a lot of just face tanking, a lot of damage. And that takes us into level 4. So if you get the demo of this game, this is actually where the demo ends, right after this boss fight. And level 4 is the only level that does not have any out of bounds. And I actually just recently decided to boot up the trainer again and see if there was. I'm scrolling the wheel, game, please. Just decided to boot up the game and see if there was any way to skip any stuff in this level, and the invisible walls are massive in this next level. I think they're about twice as tall as all the buildings, so unfortunately there's no way to really skip anything. There is one tiny skip we get at the beginning, maybe, if I can navigate this properly, where we could skip a gate, but it only saves about 2 seconds, and it's very tough to do. I'm gonna try to pull it off, but it's kind of tricky. So we're gonna get more mileage out of this belt. And nice, I got it.
Oh, that was cool.
Nice.
I like that.
So you can skip having to hit the electrical box with the belt, and that opens the gate. So
Haley thinks you did it though, so that's what matters.
that's true. Now that guy, if he's out far enough, you can actually jump on his head and jump up here, but we had to do the slow way. Now we're gonna meet a new enemy. This enemy's name is Karen, and she says things like, "I'd like to see the manager."
And insulted. Get me your manager!
So fitting for us.
There you go.
I really do want to commend whoever did the voice acting for these enemies. She did a great job.
Absolutely agreed. Absolutely, it's so good. But yeah, so her fashion crime is she has a very loose-fitting dress, and so we have to shoot it with pins or hit her with the belt in order to tie up. She's wearing a potato sack, and we are turning it into a fashionable dress. That's basically what's happening there.
I think it would have been funny if she would just insta-dive, just ignore her.
Yeah, it would be funny. Just run right past her, and she just immediately becomes fashionable. All right, so we got to charge up the belt because we got a Karen in here. You'll actually get to see what she looks like once you beat her. And there's the Neon Bra.
Classic.
And now we are going to meet the next enemy. Now we have to actually finish that fight in order to open this gate. Now this next enemy, his fashion crime is socks with sandals. Oh no, I got bumped by the Neon Bra.
Interesting.
This doesn't usually happen because we skip the cutscene. So, but yeah, his fashion crime is socks with sandals. So, oh my god, I'm pinned. Okay, so now we're actually going to not acquire the weapon to defeat them yet. The weapon to defeat them is a sock gnome, and you throw sock gnomes at them in order to
steal their socks.
To steal their socks.
Their socks. No, they eat them.
Yeah. So what you do is you run up to the next checkpoint, you reload checkpoint, and the game just gives you the weapon. And this is actually a very important fact for when we get into level 6, because we're going to acquire a weapon that will allow us to do some interesting things, let's just say. So, I gotta throw 2 sock gnomes at this tourist. Take out this guy. We're gonna get 1 dull suit right here. Oops. And then once you take out the second to last dull suit here, we're gonna get another tourist. There's a little RNG as to where they spawn in this last phase. So you just gotta kind of look around. It's the same enemies every time, but it's a little bit of a randomness to where they spawn. And that is level 4. And now we go into level 5. Oh, what's up?
I was going to say, the tourists are a pretty dangerous enemy because they're the only enemy in the game that's hit scan instead of projectile-based.
Yep.
So they can just nail you from across the map.
And they flash. They use a little flashbang kind of thing, so it's definitely a challenge. Now, we're going to get to the first huge skip of the run right here. I'm going to throw 2 gnomes at this tourist to steal his socks. But we're charging up the Fab Slap. You'll notice that the Fab Slap is almost fully charged, but we just need to finish it off. So we're going to take out that tourist. Oops. Take out these 2 guys. Now, there's a few different ways to do the skip, but this is by far the most consistent. We charge up the Fab Slap. We smack this guy up here, and then we run and jump, and we're just over an invisible wall that skips about 80% of the level. It's actually a huge amount of the level skip just in jumping over that one invisible wall. I'm sorry, Micah or Miika.
I thought you would slap one of the guys like that you just ran past, but I didn't know that there's no collision there.
All right, so if I had gotten here fast enough, I could have actually used the Fab Slap on this guy. This is the manager. Now, the manager has a secret. He's actually 2 dull suits stacked on top of each other, and that's the whole fight. So that was weird. It treated it like a hold, even though I was spinning the scroll wheel. So we're now, just for a little bit of lore background, this entire time we've been looking for a gentleman by the name of Arton Cut. Remember that name. It's going to be important later when we get to the final boss fight. But there he is. That's Arton Cut. So we have been trying to pursue him. He runs away from us. He goes into the subway, so now we have to chase him into the subway. And the subway is where we're going to get this very special weapon. Now, here's the thing, though. Up until, say a couple months ago, we actually were going to get this weapon in the level until we realized there's actually a faster way to do this. You can skip acquiring the weapon, hit a checkpoint, reload checkpoint, and just like how we acquired the gnomes, you can also acquire this next weapon. The next weapon is called the Drip Cannon. So what we're going to do, we have to navigate through this little bit like normal. This is actually a pretty good time for a donation if you got one, Mr. Thomas.
Yeah, we absolutely do. We've got $5 from a Larry who says, are we still doing a $5 hype drain to achieve the incentive for Fashion Police Squad? If so, count me in. Quick update, we're only $50 away, so that's 10 tickets. Let's sell 10 quick tickets to get to that Challenge 3.
All right, so
level 3 is challenge level 3 is really hard. You think a lot of the challenges in this game would be like fighting the enemies. It's really not. A lot of the challenge is like getting around. And
there we go.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
So we use the CV bomb to boost across the gap, and then once we load checkpoint, we have the drip cannon. Now, we could navigate through the level and do all that stuff. We could do that, but it would just be a lot faster to push right up against this wall, fire the cannon, I'm gonna tap forward a little bit, and we're just gonna phase right through the wall, and we're gonna do a big jump right off of this. This is a little finicky. Okay, we're good.
Like skip cannon.
And we are now at the end of the level.
How does that work?
Exactly. Miika, how's that work?
I'm not exactly sure. Actually, I don't know. It's
You
like
shoot the gun at the wall and you go out of bounds?
it's like spawning these like there's like it's spawning these like decals that give you speed boost, and I guess there's just too many of them, and then it just ignores the player collision or something.
If you shoot the gun at the ground, do you go faster or something?
Yeah.
That's why Dane is
okay,
constantly firing it.
Gotcha.
That's why from now on, pretty much any time he's doing like any sort of movement anywhere, Dane's gonna have that gun out and shooting.
Gotcha.
All the guns in this game have infinite ammo, except for the
one at the end of the game, we'll just say.
yeah.
All right.
The To Die For doesn't technically have infinite ammo. You reload.
Well, I mean, it does. It's just
yeah.
reloading. All right. So now we're going into level 7. Level 7 is the single hardest skip in the run, and I didn't get this first try at Hotfix, so this is redemption if I can get this first try. We're gonna skip the whole level. I think my fastest in-game time is 23 seconds. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna shoot.
This is really cool.
We're gonna shoot at the wall. I'm gonna time this out as best I can. I'm gonna run and jump. We're gonna jump into the pillar. Redemption! We got it first try. Let's go!
Let's go,
go! Oh, that feels so good. All right. Oh, I hit a kill plane. Yeah, if you go too far to the right here, you hit a kill plane. I don't usually hit that, but I guess I was a little excited. And so this takes us into the second boss fight. Now, the second boss fight has got a very interesting name. We'll let that be a surprise. But there's a big lore dump that happens right here at the beginning of this fight. And this is I gotta say, this is probably my favorite boss fight, or at least like one of my favorite boss fights in like all of video gaming. This is like such a good boss fight. So I gotta compliment Mike and the whole team for this fight because it's just so good. This boss.
I'm glad you like it.
Yeah, this boss is named XX_uwu_senpai_swagman_XX. Somebody referred to this guy as the Reddit moderator boss, which I thought was.
No, you can't say that.
Why can't I say that? Because you're a Reddit moderator?
Yeah, well,
Ooh,
okay.
I was
Listen, you have to say it out loud.
Imagine being a red amount.
True.
All right. So after you take out his first health bar, he does this phase where he glitches out, and you have to use one of 3 weapons in order to drain his health bar. Now, bryonato, I have a question for you. In chat, you can answer this as well. What is your favorite animal?
I love bears.
You love bears? Bears are
I like
good
bears.
ones. I do like bears. Grizzly bears, polar bears. I would have to
Grizzly
say
bears.
Yeah, I would have to say my favorite animal though is a snake.
Nice. Nice. What a great frequency that was on too. Very good.
Yeah, it was a good frequency. All right, so we're doing a little platforming section. By the way, challenge number 3. This is a little preview of what's to come in challenge number 3. Challenge number 3 is a platforming level, and it is really difficult.
Speaking of challenge number 3, I just want to cut in and let you know that incentive has been met, so we will be doing challenge number 3.
All right, you are gonna get to see it. There's a story behind challenge number 3 as well. Miika could probably tell you a little bit about that. So as we get to the end of this phase, what we're trying to do is destroy these servers in order to deactivate Senpai Swagman. And yeah, then we're going into the second phase of this fight. Now he always does a little glitch out phase right before he goes back to running around and teleporting around. So it's a lot of the same. So Kyle, if you got a couple donations, go for it.
I sure do.
Actually,
I've got
mention one thing.
3844 from Airy Cat, who says, "Hi Dane, congrats on getting to spotlight a truly hilarious Mimi run alongside your luscious locks. To commemorate the event, I have a limerick named Groom Eternal just for you. There once was a sergeant named Des who solved fashion crimes. They're a mess. He fixes their clothes and reaps what he sows, drip clipping and dressed to impress. I hope RNG is kind and Haley drops the needful. Good luck from the quarantine zone, less than 3. Thank you so much for that donation and for that limerick.
That was great.
Okay, I missed a couple shots, so I have to do this phase again. Not a big deal. Sometimes he'll actually like short out a phase, and so you end up having to do this. You lose about 40 seconds that way, but it's a marathon. It's not a big deal. Oop, I totally lost him. This is what happens.
Yeah, that's what I was going to mention earlier. Is like his health is actually phase based, and so one phasing him every single time is good. Dane did it first time, first try, so we didn't even have to mention it.
Oh, bryonato, I have a question for you. In chat, you can answer this as well. What is your favorite animal?
Okay, yeah, I like bears.
You like bears? Bears are great. My favorite animal is a wolf. Einstein. So we have to run around this Wolfenstein-esque level in order to destroy the servers that are in this level, and that's how we're going to destroy the next server out of 3. So the problem is that sometimes these heads will just kind of get in the way of the door frame, and that last one back there before I went through the door has a tendency to get stuck. Oh, he actually went through. What a nice guy. You have to take him out, and then this is the 3rd frame right here. Cool. Just gonna stop and grab these little bits of armor because why not? We're waiting anyway. And this will take us into the 3rd phase.
This is a really cool boss fight. This is really cool.
Oh, I love this fight. This is such a good fight.
It's really inventive. Like,
Yeah.
They definitely did a lot.
It's very, very creative. I mean, it's gimmicky, but it's like gimmicky in a good way. So it kind of works out very nicely. Now, he's doing the bad cycle here. The good cycle would be...
Is he Naruto running?
He's Naruto running. Oh, and also savvy viewers will have noticed that he does indeed have the Buster Sword from Final Fantasy VII.
Yes.
That is a thing.
Coming up tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, this boss was, for us, it was the most fun to make as well.
Nice.
The possibilities were quite, well, not endless, but there was a lot of possibilities with this one.
Bryonato, I have a question for you. In chat, you can answer this as well. What's your favorite tool?
Oh, I mean, a screwdriver, I guess. You could do so much with it.
It's not a hammer? A banhammer?
Wow, he really is a Reddit mod.
It says banhammer on it. It literally says banhammer, which is the best part. So in order to take out this part, we just have to hit these nodes. So we snipe them from far away. Okay, this is a good first phase. Ideally, you want to hit, you want to break 1.5 nodes on the second one. Okay, he's going to hit this platform, so I'm going to jump. And that's the fight.
Nice.
Going to soak the ground just to get a little bit of a speed boost here. Now, bryonato, I have a question for you in chat. You can answer this as well. What is your favorite first-person shooter?
I mean, it's got to be Halo, or of course, like Titanfall 2. I mean, everybody knows that about me.
Titanfall 2 is a good one. For me, I would say it's Call of Duty.
Wow.
Alrighty, so
Excellent. Excellent.
so we got a little lore dump here, blah blah blah. There's some lore-y stuff that goes on in this spot. Now, I do want to say this. I know a bunch of us really bummed out that we couldn't be in person for this GDQ, but that does not mean that we can't still have a big old GDQ dance party. If you got rave emotes, if you got dance emotes, if you've got anything, put them in chat, people. Let's go! Wait, hold on, my headphones in here.
That was amazing.
Wait, hold on. Oh, my headphones in. Ah, my hair's stuck.
That was absolutely popping off for that.
Alrighty, so moving on to level 9. Actually,
I'm so glad you did that, dude.
oh, I got a little water there. That was a little tiring. All right, so we're going to level 9 now.
So now the levels actually get like a little bit more difficult. The Swagman boss fight is really where they kind of crank the difficulty curve up a little bit. And originally it was, you'd have like one room full of specific enemies and then another room full of different enemies. So you'd be able to use like one gun per room, generally. But now they just start throwing all of the enemies at you all at once.
Yep.
So you got to be changing guns constantly. You got to be knowing what you're doing. Of course, in a speedrun, we can just clip out of bounds and avoid most of the fights.
Yeah, we're gonna actually skip a lot of this level. So I do want to play this one because this is a really good enemy that we're meeting right now. This is bald guy in Speedo, and he's got Crocs. So
How much swimwear?
you actually have to use 2 weapons to beat this guy. But we're gonna skip him. We're gonna get up to this checkpoint, reload. That's gonna de-aggro that guy, and now we're going to skip a huge amount of this level by just jumping over this wall. Nice and easy. Now, there's a fast way to do this skip, and there's a cool way to do this skip. We're going to do the cool way, because the cool way is way cooler. So, the fastest way, we would jump around this wall. The cool way, we jump up here, death warp, get back in bounds. We're going to jump to here, and we're going to just jump over this way to get around a death plane.
Oh.
And that takes us right to the end of the level.
Oh, this is fine.
I do have to commend you. Finding these skips is pretty hard. It is pretty difficult.
Divine found most of them on his own.
There was so much emotion conveyed in that side just now. I really appreciate it.
But I meant more like Miika. Like in general, the game is pretty well coded. Like it's actually somewhat difficult to do a lot of this out of bounds stuff and to like figure out a way out.
So by jumping over that wall and getting over here, we actually skip a 3-minute auto scroller. That when I say 3 minutes, I mean like it's a 3-minute timer on the screen that we can't get around. So by going that way, we skip that. Now we have another one of those in this level as well, but we're also going to skip that one, and we're actually going to skip quite a lot of this. So you're supposed to do some platforming on the buildings. Supposed to do a bunch of jumping around. Yeah, we're not going to do that. We're going to jump over here. You can actually do this a little faster, but it's a little tricky, so I'm going to just do the slightly slower method. Now, you're supposed to do a fight here in order to lower that helicopter. Oh, no.
Oh.
This is probably one of the more difficult tricks in this game right here.
Yeah.
Just because it doesn't really want... Again, the game doesn't really want you doing this.
I was hoping to get this first try. I actually got a first try a bunch of times.
No, you got it, dude.
In PB attempts.
Who's in charge here?
I believe in you.
Thank you. Got this. Oh, I waited way too long to do it there. That was my fault. I mean, they're all my fault, but... There we go. And we skipped the fight.
Nice.
They're supposed to do another fight here in order to open this door, but if you just jump down here, we land out of bounds, and we don't have to do that anymore.
I didn't want to believe that you can do that.
Dade made that look really easy. The triggers for hitting the like void out and die part is really close.
They're really close. You have to be like right up against the building in order to do it. Now this is called jank skip, and you'll see why as soon as I start doing it. We're gonna jump up here, crouch jump, crouch jump, crouch jump, crouch, fire at the floor to fall through. Uncrouch forward, jump. And that is the only consistent way to do that.
This?
That was a very collaborative effort between Divine and I to figure that exact setup out. He ultimately figured out the best way to do those inputs to do that.
Do you go back down through the floor to like set up the right distance or something?
It's you go back down just to like make the collision work a certain way. But yeah, this takes us into a 2.5-minute auto scroller. So Mr. Kyle Thomas, if you've got donations, you could probably read out every donation since the beginning of the marathon, probably.
Boy, howdy, do I have donations for you. First off, a very important one for all of us. We have $5 from XX_UWU_senpai_swagman_XX that just says, "You're banned." So thank you very much for that. We seem to have more coming from the game itself. Somehow the Fashion Police Commissioner themselves has donated $100 and says, "Good work, officer. Keep them fabulous." Thank you very much for that. We have $10 from Chaos Wolf, who says, "Hello, Dane.
Hey.
You definitely had the best hair. Good luck on the run, and remember to drip."
Nicely executed.
We also have $25 from Joker, who says, "Mr. Daniel E. Jerusalem, I am so glad that I've had the honor of being a part of your wonderful community. Fashion Police Squad is the perfect game for you to showcase your sense of humor and speedrunning capabilities. Here's to God Cycle during Swagman and the best drip clips possible. P.S. Please don't bully Ryan." And we also have $10 from Iggy Zig, who says, "I've been really enjoying this beautiful flowing hair block for AGDQ 2023. Looking forward to Dangerous to offer some tips for my own drip. Put this to half to FPS Challenge 3, which we met, half to Hotshot Shipless. I have an important question, but why male models?" Thank you so much for that. And that does bring up, we are $6,400 out of $15,000 for that shipless showcase for Outer Wilds. So if you're getting your fabulous hair flowing donations in, make sure you're picking those donations so we can extend GDQ as much as possible. How's our auto scroller looking? We keep going?
Oh yeah, keep going.
Okay, sounds great. We got $200 from Dum Da Dum that says, "Swag confiscated." And ooh, here's a challenge one. We have $5 from The Hunted One. They say, "Good luck on the run, and if we get Challenge 3 unlocked, I will donate another $20 if you go deathless in the run."
Ooh. Deathless. Deathless Challenge 3 is tough.
Where are you? Oh, okay. In Challenge 3, gotcha.
Challenge 3,
Yeah, Challenge 3 deathless. So here's I love this one. Here's $500 from Superbouth. They say, "Sometimes you find things in life that you didn't know you needed, like this amazing run. Thanks AGDQ and everyone involved for everything you do." I also...
Alrighty. Oh yeah, we are going into level 11, and this one's going to have another huge skip. So yeah, so now that was the whole car chase that we just did. That's why it was like a rail shooter, and now we're going to get on a cruise ship because why not? Now I'm going to make sure I have the correct swag enabled because this is the last time we're going to see the overworld before the end of the game. Now the cruise ship is it's a big cruise ship, and there's a lot of places to go and all that. So we're going to not see any of that. We're actually going to just clip right out of bounds right here at the beginning. I'm going to shoot at this wall, get a little speed boost from the ground, and death warp. All right. Now Amerlin and I have a little bet going. If I can get a hole in one, he has to donate $25. But if I miss it, I have to donate $25 because we are on a golf course, and of course, on a golf course, you got to hit a hole in one. All right, I'll line this up. Oh no! All right, I will.
That's a fast screen right there.
Yeah, it is. Okay, I will make good on my word after the run. I will make my donation.
I mean, I wish I could say that was close, but that was just kind of embarrassing.
Okay. Wow. Okay. Let's see if I ever invite you on the couch again.
Whoa! All right.
Sheesh.
I might have gone this quick on this way.
It felt like I just blinked and you just skipped the entire interior part of this level.
Interesting. I got. I let this guy run around for too long. I gave him too much power. All right, I gotta take out the manager first. Get away from my barrels, sir. I need those. Thank you. All right, so I'm gonna try to.
The enemies themselves.
Yeah, they can, and I hope they don't. All right, I'm gonna try and get both of these guys next to the barrels because they can be very annoying. Nice, I got all three of them.
Nice.
Take out this guy, and our last phase is right here. Oh yeah, we skipped this enemy in level 7. He has a trench coat, and his fashion crime is one of two things, where he either will have drab or neon, and so you have to either pump him full of color or drain him of color in order to finish him off. Now, I actually was able to utilize a little tool that was left into the game where I died, but I was able to auto resurrect right out of it by pressing the T key. Discovered that on accident one day, so it means that dying in the run is kind of trivialized. You don't really need to worry about dying so much. You can just press the T key. That is different in current patch, but we are playing on a down-patched version of the game. Just for some quality of life things that slowed the run down on current patch don't quite work for us. So we're supposed to run around and get a lot of different keys. A red key, a green key, I think there's one other one. I think there's a blue key in there somewhere. Or we could just do that and skip all of that. Now you're in a fight here that you have to complete. You have to complete this fight. Certainly you can't just go out through the wall and get out of it. Except that you can. And so we
I think we found this bug like early in the development, and we just thought that no one will actually use this. Like who would spray a wall or a ground?
Who would ever? And yeah, all right. So a skip that was found, I think 2 days ago by Divine, because he can't leave well enough alone and is out to ruin my life. Finding skips 2 days before GDQ, figured out that you can actually get. I'm gonna try and go for it. I'm not gonna do the whole skip, but I want to see if I can actually get on top of the cruise ship because it's really tough to do so. That's nowhere near enough height. Okay, I'll basically the point is you can ride that little bit of the cruise ship all the way to the end of the level, but it's really inconsistent. We haven't found a good setup for it yet because it's 2 days old. But once we do, we're skipping even more of the game. Sorry, Miika.
I'm ready.
All right, so this is a big platforming section. Now you'll notice the music a little weird here. That little drip clip that we did to get out of that lava room, what it does is it passes a trigger line that destroys the previous music assets, but it crosses the trigger line to generate the new music assets. So we've actually got 2 music tracks playing at the same time right now. And until we cross another trigger line that destroys previous music assets, we're just going to keep listening to the same 2 tracks overlaying each other. But yeah, we've got a little bit here. So Kyle, if you got a donation, now would be a time for one donation.
You got it. $5 from Belvita that says $5 for Miika's sigh. Sorry your game is being broken before your eyes. This is the most hilarious run of AGDQ so far. Keep up the great work, Dangerous. Thank you so much for that donation.
Now, what does every cruise ship need? A ski resort.
I didn't know you heard my size.
For some reason. All right, so we wiggle a little bit there to throw off the aim of another enemy behind us. Though we skipped meeting that enemy. Then we're gonna do another drip clip here. Just aim at the floor, and there we go. And this takes us to the very last fight of the level. Now, we skipped getting the weapon last time that you acquire in the last level, but we have it now, and we're gonna use it. Wow. And that is called the BFG, the Big Fashionable Gun. It is also called the Wardrobe. The Wardrobe. All right, so
it has limited ammo.
Yeah.
So you can't use it constantly. So you really
got them all.
Shots count.
All right, so we have 4 shots and there's 5 phases here. So we have to do one phase the hard way. This is the best phase to do it because it's all dual suits. And then there's another enemy that we skipped. That one, she acts as a buff for other enemies. So if you leave her alive in the arena, she will just make everything else much tankier. And then if you shoot the rocket too early here, you'll actually soft lock the arena and have to start over. So that's the whole fight. That's level 12, and now we're going into the final boss fight. So it's very nice to be halfway through the run now. That we've reached the halfway point. This boss fight is very, very long in comparison to the rest of the game. This boss fight's about 7.5-ish minutes, depending. Wow. Yeah, it's quite long. Now this is the final boss, Turncoat, and Turncoat is an anagram for Arton Cut. He was Turncoat the whole time. It may be not that exciting because we didn't do a lot of the lore of the game, but you get the point. There's deception and backstabbing going on.
Oh my god!
Oh my god, indeed. All right, so we have to take out his first.
What am I fighting for?
So we used up all of our rockets last level, but the game very generously gives you 2 more rockets to use in this. So we skipped 2 phases by taking them out really quickly there, and we just have to take out this drone. We're gonna take out this drone a lot before we get to the final phase, and we'll talk about the final phase when we get there. That's an interesting thing. So he does all these attacks that we have to avoid. It's going to be a lot of kind of the same stuff until we get to the first phase change, the first big phase change. So Kyle, this is a time for 2 donations, I think.
All right, you got it. We've got $25 from Desiree BLG, who says, how could I not donate after that incredible dance break from danejerus? This has got to be my favorite run of the whole marathon so far.
Oh, thank you.
And we have $50 from X Hadon that says, had to donate for danejerus. Amazing dance performance. Love y'all.
Thank you all so much. All right, so we got a little story bit here. We're going to engage the Fab Slap in order to take out Turncoat, but the thing is, it won't work. It can't turn on its creator because I guess he created it. I actually forget the lore reason behind this, but blah, 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 lore dump in the cutscene. Point is, we've now turned into a dull suit. So we have to take out Desmond, that's us, we're Desmond. I don't think we ever said that. Desmond's the main character that we play, and we turn into a dull suit and have to take him out. So we're going to just throw a whole bunch of briefcases. By the way, you'll notice the crosshair is a briefcase. Nice little detail there. Oh, come on. Oh, this guy. There we go. What was that? Oh, you cut out a little bit.
Amy is currently turning into a robot.
A little bit.
Oh, we can hear you now. We can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you now. So we're gonna take this guy out one more time. And now we can definitely finish him off. Except, no, we can't. He's gonna possess us again, and now we're turned into a neon bra.
Third person view.
I call this Tony Hawk's Pro Scooter.
It even gives you wow.
So we're going to Death Warp out to get over here just a little sooner. And we have to score 10,000 points and run over the 4 Desmonds that are in the arena. Actually, just real quick. There we go. Yeah.
That's amazing.
It's 120,000, I think, on the hardest difficulty. Which is what I did my casual playthrough on, and I paid for it. So you're gonna take out this drone one more time. Kyle, you got time for like 1 donation here.
Yeah, you got it. $10 from Anonymous that says, I was gonna save my donation for the rhythm block, but I think after that dance party, maybe this is the rhythm block?
Very nice. All right, so we got a little lore dump here and blah, blah, blah. One of the characters that we skipped actually very early on in the game turns out to be the brother of Turncoat, and something happens and he turns into the Guardian from the Evil Within 2. If you play the Evil Within 2, you know exactly which enemy I'm talking about. Now, this is a fun little phase because this is a phase that is nothing but RNG. The only way to damage Turncoat is to use the rocket launcher, but we have no ammo for it. So we have to wait around for Haley to drop ammo. And the thing is, Haley will only drop ammo after Turncoat does 3 attacks. One of which is this one, and this is the longest attack out of all of them. And this guy does not realize that we're at a marathon, and we're trying to go fast, as he has to do his longest attack. All right, Haley should be dropping a box right now. Excellent. So she drops a couple boxes, one with ammo, one with mocktails, which are the health pickups in this game. He's gonna drop some pin cushions that we then will belt snap. Shoot, for whatever reason, one of my fire inputs got eaten, so we have to wait around for another box. Oh, there we go. Yeah, she'll usually be a little forgiving with the first phase. So, whoops. All right, we need one more pin cushion. Excellent. Now, once he does this growl, that right there, that means he has phase change. It will now take Haley 1 extra attack in order to bring in ammunition. So we just have to walk around and avoid the attacks until that happens. So, Kyle, I think you got time for like a donation here.
Yeah, you got it. How about $20 from 8-Bit Mistravo? They say, I've never seen a man cut a jig at an AGDQ before. This bar has been raised for everyone going forward. Rock on, Dane. Your hair rocks. Thank you for that donation.
Thank you very much. All right, I think, okay, he's dropping more pin cushions, but we don't have more ammo yet, so I think you got time for like, oh, here we go, we got more ammo. I got time for another donation, though. It's going to be a lot of the same until we get to the end of the phase.
Yeah, you got it. How about $10? This is coming from inside the game as well. A random bystander gives $10 and says, hello, Fashion Police Squad? I'd like to report a fashion crime. The audience is wearing gray sweatpants.
Hey, I'm wearing gray sweatpants.
Yeah,
I'm also wearing gray
I was
sweatpants.
gonna say, damn.
How dare
How
you?
did they know?
Hey, listen, I'm sitting at home, all right? I have an excuse.
I legitimately almost like went and looked up the last New York fashion show to like look at the men's line and see like, is there anything I could go thrifting for that looks kind of like something that one of these male models is wearing? But I was like, yeah, you know what? That's way too much commitment to the bit. I can't commit that hard to it.
It was the Gucci Minecraft collab. You could have bought the like jacket.
Yeah. Oh, I should have got a Flagman trench coat. That would have been great. Anyways, we got time for another donation here. We're waiting for more ammo from Haley.
Yeah, that sounds good. We've got $50 from Jusha, who says, thank you for the entertaining run, Dangerous.
You are very welcome. Oh, please. Oh my god. Getting damage boosted away. Yeah, this knife attack is like the slowest one, so every time he does that, he's just chewing through more time. I think it's like an extra 4 seconds every time he does that. And that is the fight, so time is going to be coming up on the fade out. So we defeated Turncoat, we hit him with the wardrobe, and now he's a very dapper man. And time. Hey.
Great job, Dane.
Thank you.
Great job, Dane.
That was fun. So that was Fashion Police Squad 80%. A very, very goofy and fun little speed run.
That was a super fun run.
Yeah, and I'm very glad I had you on the couch for it so you could witness all the memery firsthand. So there's a little lore scene afterward. 2 months later, blah blah blah. Now we did achieve that bonus little incentive of challenge 3. So a little backstory behind this before we start. Challenge number 3 is notoriously difficult, so much so that when the game first released, the Steam discussion forums were flooded with people complaining about it, saying this is way too hard, this is unreasonable, blah blah blah. And Miika, you certainly could probably talk about this a little bit once you get it going. Basically, the developers decided a little bit after the game had been released that they took all those complaints and said, okay, we're going to adjust the level a little bit. So they made some platforms a little bit bigger so that you didn't have quite so small of a leeway to jump. They did that for the current patch. We're not on the current patch. We're on an old patch.
I was wondering.
So you're about to see the hard original version of this. Now it's still we're still playing on easy mode, but there's no enemies in this level, so this is just going to be really tough. It is made a little bit easier by the fact that I have jump down to scroll wheel, but it's still tough. I'm probably not going to pull it off deathless. I know the Hunted One said that they were going to donate a little bit extra if I got a deathless, but I probably won't do it. I'm just going to tell you in advance. I'm going to try my hardest. Now, a little bit more. Once you beat the game, you unlock the Trendsetter. The Trendsetter gives you a default movement speed and height speed when you jump. Plus, it gives you infinite ammo for the wardrobe, for the rocket launcher. The problem is, this actually makes the platforming sections of like the Swagman fight and challenge number 3 much harder because you can overshoot platforms really easily. So we're actually going to use a previous outfit instead that doesn't give us that default speed boost, just because it's way too crazy to try to juggle the speed boost and all that. So anyways, we're going to start on when I select rollout. Time's going to start in 3, 2, 1, go. So this is a big platforming level. Swagman's going to talk to us throughout, just tell us little things. We've got to take out a couple of figurines that are going to pop up. Now, this first phase is not that hard, but once we get to phase 2, the difficulty is going to spike considerably. All right, so I'm gonna try and take
some level is taking more than a minute.
Yeah. One of them is taking a little longer than normal. So you go through those yellow portals because it gives you a little bit of a speed boost. Now there's actually a shortcut that you can take here, but we're not going to take shortcuts. This is GDQ. We got to show off the whole thing. So we're going to just run this the long way. It's only like an extra 4 seconds or so. All right, phase 1, deathless. So now we got to take out these guys. Sometimes they die immediately, sometimes they don't. It's a little random at times whether they will or not. I'm actually going to wait for that weird glitchy effect on the screen because it's very easy to fall and die if you don't. I'm gonna be like really focused while we do this.
You're doing great so far.
Thank you.
Even I'm like a little bit anxious right now.
It's tough.
The jumps are quite precise.
Yeah. And some of these, I'm hitting the platform like, okay, this part's pretty tough, so let me focus. Nice. Ooh. Whew. I was a little worried about that part, I'm not gonna lie. All right, take out
nailed it.
these guys. Now the last phase is easily the hardest one because the platforms are gonna change as we go. I'm gonna wait
let's see it. Let's
for
see
the
it.
glitching out. By the way, this will be the first time I've ever gotten a deathless if I do
No,
pull
you
it off.
got it, dude. You got this, dude.
You can do it.
Ooh, I'm shaking right now. No!
Oh, I was so nervous for you too. Good try.
That would have been so cool if I pulled it off.
You were like in a flow state there, just flying.
Oh well, yeah.
My heart was racing there too.
My heart's still racing.
Right along, yeah, right. I was right along there with you.
As this part's pretty tough because the platforms become walls directly in front of you.
It's kind of
Oh, shoot.
counterintuitive.
I got flustered on that one because the walls changing definitely can throw things off. All right, and that is all the way to
I
here.
put those walls there.
And time will be on the fade out. And time.
That was fun.
Woo! Man, I wish I'd gotten a deathless. That would have been awesome to pull that off. for the first time ever at GDQ, but no big deal. It's still a lot of fun to do that. So thank you all for donating to get that incentive, Matt. That was a lot of fun to show that off. That level is notoriously tough, and if you end up getting this game, I do encourage you to try it. But yeah, I got to give some shout outs. I got to give quite a few shout outs actually. First, I got to shout out my main two guys that have been my co-conspirators with this run. Divine, one of my VIPs, awesome dude, love this guy to death. He routed, I think probably at this point, I think he's routed like 90% of this run by himself. And every time I keep trying, I look for things and then I end up not finding them because he finds other stuff that's way better. The guy is an absolute beast of a glitch finder and just a very talented runner and a guy I'm very happy to call my friend. So thank you, Divine, for helping to route this crazy, weird little game. I also got to give a shout out to Onirix San Montenegro, one of my other VIPs, who he's a game dev by trade, and he made the ASL, he made the trainer for this game. The guy has broken down code for me to figure out how to beat certain sections faster, and the guy has been immensely helpful in helping to route things out. So I gotta say thank you, Sam. I gotta give a shout out to Patrick Melvey, the what do we call it? Like the head honcho of the whole dev team. He's like the guy in charge of the whole thing. Super nice guy. Reached out to me a couple weeks ago and was like, "Hey, danejerus, we want to thank you for speedrunning our game. Can we send you a shirt?"
That's sick.
I was like, yeah, you can. That's awesome. And I was hoping it would get here in time for the event. It didn't get here. It's shipping all the way from Europe. So I was like, maybe it'll get here in time. Maybe if I'm lucky, but it didn't end up getting here. I was a little bummed about that. But it's all good. I'll still get a picture of it and put it on Twitter and send it to him. So thank you, Patrick, for also Patrick put up the patch we played on 1.0.5 into the Steam beta branch so that speedrunners could down patch to this particular build of the game and speedrun it. So anybody that wants to speedrun the game, you now have this patch that you can play on in the Steam beta builds. So Patrick has been super supportive of speedrunning, and I got to tell you, it's a nice change of pace from some of my experiences with some people that are not so happy about speedruns in the past. Having Patrick be so supportive of it has just been a light in the forest. So thank you so much, Patrick. And I gotta thank Amerlin, bryonato, and Miika for being on the couch for this run. It was so much fun having all of you on. And I guarantee I would not have had nearly as much fun if I didn't have the three of you behind me talking about the run and riffing on all the jokes that I was making throughout the whole run. So thank you to the three of you so much for being here.
Of course, dude. It was my pleasure. It's always an honor to do stuff like this. So just thanks for having me along for the ride.
I think I'm actually
really,
back for real. Thank you.
Absolutely.
I'm sure you did great on the final boss in Challenge 3.
Yeah,
I didn't see it. But
oh no, yeah, I saw Discord was doing a little
the
weird
hotel
thing
that's
over
doing
on the
great.
side,
Anyway,
so.
really good run, dude. This run is so sick. Like,
Thank you.
If people want to pick this up, this is such a good like intro, like FPS game, because you can start really small with like the death resurrections, and then you can, go all the way up to like doing all of the weird out of bounds that Dane was doing during this.
Yeah, and the good news is, I just took over the leaderboard for this game like 3 days ago. So we finally got that whole thing set up and ready to go. So if you want to run the game, you can come run it. You can follow me on Twitch, twitch.tv/danejerus. We got to get out of here. Thank you all so much for watching the run, and enjoy the rest of AGDQ 2023.
Thanks for playing the game.
Oh my goodness gracious, the dance party happened. danejerus brought it in for us. What an amazing showcase of an amazing game that I had never heard of before, and now am going to go pick up like the moment I walk out of here. Thank you so much. Let's get some love in chat for danejerus and the whole crew there. We had a $10 donation come in at the end there from Male Model, who says, "That danejerus, so hot right now." Thank you very much for that. We are going to be right back with more awesome games done quick right after this. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Awesome Games Done Quick 2023 online, powered by Twitch. I'm THEKyleThomas, and I think a lot of people got called out here. We had $100 come in from Anonymous. Says, paying my fine for wearing gray sweatpants, I guess. And we had $15 from Gray Sweatpants Wearer, who says, had to donate because I was personally called out. Loving the runs, though, and good luck to everyone. So if you're wearing gray sweatpants as well, pay your sweatpant fine. I think it's what we're happening now. We're going to take you over to a message from our friends at the Yeti. Oh, we love those Yeti. If you could see the pile of Yeti merch in my house, it would go to the ceiling. It's truly impressive. As a fan of GDQ for so long, I have been a loyal customer to them for a long time. A lot of love coming in from that Dangerous run still. $50 from Anonymous that says, had to give after that absolutely fabulous Fashion Police Squad run. Huge thanks to Dangerous for this life and wardrobe changing experience. Thank you so much for that. We've got $50 from Matt that says shipless, shipless, shipless. Just an update on that. That is, of course, talking about the Outer Wilds Hot Shot Shipless Showcase. We are at 7,100 out of 15,000. So if you're getting your donations in, make sure you're putting them towards that, because that is going to be so much fun to watch. As someone who personally struggled with most of Outer Wilds, you're going to want to see them absolutely master that. And we are now going to take you over to an interview with Adef about Super Mario Galaxy 2.
Hello, everybody at AGDQ 2023 online. My name is Adef, and I have a very exciting interview lined up for you right now. I am speaking with all 4 of the runners for the upcoming, very exciting Super Mario Galaxy 2 race. I am joined by Jay, HardcoreGaming, Super Viper, and MutantsAbyss. There are 4 of you, so just all answer at once. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. What about you?
I'm doing all right. I'm doing good. Well, you all staggered it. You're more professional at this than me. I'm doing really well. I'm excited to talk about this race because I think it's going to be an absolute nail biter. So why don't we get right into the questions here? Hardcore, I want to start with you. We were talking before the interview about sort of version differences, and I know that some of you have recently switched over to a sort of new version of the game. Would you mind talking about that a little bit?
Yeah, because a lot of people recently switched to Chinese disk, which is the fastest version of the game because of the text. The downside is it's very hard to get if you don't live in China. So
right.
A lot of people don't have it. And the next best version is the Wii U Virtual Console version in the Japanese language, which is only 18 seconds slower. And it does have faster loads, but the text doesn't account for that. It ends up being slower.
Interesting. Yeah, it's always a sort of that back and forth battle between is the system or the language faster, and of course, 18 seconds worth it, I guess.
Yeah.
Jay, I want to ask you. You're sort of a person that has run a lot of the Galaxy game. Between Galaxy 1 and Galaxy 2, you've done a lot of runs, obviously. I'm curious what you feel is like sort of the biggest difference between Galaxy 1 and Galaxy 2 as a speed game.
So in terms of like the general movement of the game, the general movement's like pretty similar. Like our main way of moving Mario is mainly going to be long jumps and using backwards momentum, which is basically the same. The physics is pretty much the same across both Galaxy games. But in Galaxy 2 specifically, it has a lot different two-player mechanics. So for this run, we're using two-player. And in Galaxy 2 specifically, we no longer have the 2P jump that you see in Galaxy 1. Instead, we've got more of a a Luma that follows us around, helping us collect coins. So you'll see in a lot of the purple coin levels, the 2P Luma is very helpful. So you'll see in levels like Sweet Mystery Comet, where we can do slightly faster movement because the 2P can just go around and collect all the coins for us. But you'll see a lot of that in the race from all 4 of us, I think.
Interesting. So I'm curious, about, obviously this is a longer run, so there's a lot of interesting stars, there's a lot of interesting levels, but Mutants and Viper, I want to ask the two of you, and Viper, we'll start with you. What is a strat or a star that you think is really like the highlight of the run? What's the moment people should be looking for?
When I ran the game at SGDQ 2019, at one point during Melting Monster's Secret, which is like really late into the run, I was talking about a certain strat that basically if you're in Rock Mario form and you're rolling and you do a spin jump onto a ramp that would normally launch you forwards, the ramp effect gets delayed and then you can jump at the very edge of the ramp. And in Melting Monster Secret, you can use this to just barely reach the next platform. And it's in the bowling mini game without having to stop rolling, and it saves like a couple seconds each time you do it. And the reason why I'm bringing that up is because back when I did that run, we didn't really consider that strat RTA viable unless your name was Nemi43. But then in like 2020, a few runners started messing around with it, and we realized, hey, this strat actually isn't that bad. It's still a really tight strat, and given how late in the run it is, it's a very like high risk, somewhat low reward sort of thing. But another thing that I think is really cool about that is that we were able to find another application for that tech in Boulder Bowl 1. So I think that
very nice.
I think that like the like incorporating that tech into the run, I think is just something that I think has really changed over the past few years, and I'm really excited to finally get to show it off.
Nice. I can't wait to see that. Claire, what about you?
Oh, my favorite trick is one that's not normally in any percent, but I'm going to be doing a art that does it. It has to do with like the 2P Luma. Like Jay was saying, you can like grab stuff with the 2P Luma. And there's a trick in Supermassive called Expelliarm where you can like hit the checkpoint from far away and do like a death warp. It'll be fun. I'm sure someone will bring it up. I'm sure Rox will. Yeah,
that's a really, really cool strat, by the way.
Yeah, we love those flashy tricks, of course. I actually want to throw over to a Twitter question really quickly. We have a great Twitter question here. Thank you to all of you, by the way, who submit questions via Twitter for these interviews. It's a really fun way to include the community, and so please do look out for those tweets and respond to them. We have a question here from Ambison that says, if you could have one Galaxy 2 power-up IRL, what would it be? Since there's 4 of you, maybe we can't give the whole why, but really quickly, we'll just fire off. Hardcore, what's the Galaxy 2 power-up you would choose?
The Cloud Flower.
Jay?
It's also going to be the Cloud Flower. That one's just too good.
Yeah, I think maybe everybody, myself included. Claire?
The Cloud is too basic. I would do the Rock Mushroom.
Oh, nice.
I would have to go with Cloud
Viper?
myself. It's just too useful.
Yeah, I'm picking Cloud. All day long, I'm picking Cloud. And our final question here, before the interview, I asked the runners if they could describe their sort of greatest strength in Mario Galaxy 2 in one word, what it would be, and they're not allowed to give justification. That was the rule I provided. I just want one word. It could be abstract. It could be more concrete. I don't care. I'm just curious. Hardcore, why don't we start with you? What's your one word to describe your gameplay in Galaxy 2?
Chill.
Chill. I like it. I like it. Jay?
Probably mindset.
Mindset. Oh, these are great. Claire?
My word was perseverance.
I like that. I like that. And Viper?
I'm going to say consistency.
Consistency. I love this. I love that nobody chose. I would have been fine if somebody chose a word that was more about like the tricks themselves, but I absolutely love that all 4 were like mentality based. Because that is such a huge part of speedrunning that doesn't really get talked about.
Definitely is.
Well, thank you all so much for joining me. Everybody, please look forward to the Mario Galaxy 2 race. It is going to be an absolute must-watch from start to finish. Stay tuned for more AGDQ 2023 online right after this.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Awesome Games Done Quick 2023 online, powered by Twitch. So great to hear that interview. Very excited for all these amazing runs coming up. We have Transistor coming up here in just a moment. Before that, we've got some donations to read, like this $50 donation from Clayton that says, Outer Wilds reminded me that video games are wonderful. Me too. Absolute masterpiece of a game. $50 from Yukupo that says, let's get that Outer Wilds shipless showcase. Yeah, let's get that. Let's check in on that. We have now, we've crossed the halfway mark, chat. Thank you so much. Let's keep that pushing. We want to make sure that we can see that and get as much GDQ as possible. We've got $100 from Anonymous that says, I spent hours in Outer Wilds trying to land on the Sun Station. I need to see this. Yeah, Anonymous, we all need to see this. So let's make sure we're picking those incentives. We're pushing these. We're getting the GDQ that we all want and we all need. I have got word that we are ready for Transistor, run by Cass, so take it away.